What's up, guys? Raju here. Excuse me if I sound weird. I got a tooth pulled today, and my mouth is killing me. But I did want to talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu 30-second TV spot that aired during the Super Bowl. I see a lot of controversy surrounding that, and I have to say I'm right in the middle. I understand both sides. I do feel like the spot was good. It was reminiscent of the old Clydesdale beer commercials. But I also understand why people are upset. You paid $7 million for that. And it's a good TV spot. It's just not the right time. There's no hype around this movie, right? Star Wars has been in a very, very low state when it comes to the fandom. And I don't mean just like the hardcore fans. I mean normal fans. Star Wars is no longer the it franchise. The sequel trilogy did a lot of damage. The TV shows did a lot of damage. They had some wins. But overall, people don't care about Star Wars like they used to. I mean, we have Lucasfilm and Disney acting as if, that they put this out there and they really come across very tone deaf and out of touch. They're either very tone deaf and out of touch, or they really think that, people are going to show up regardless. I just think it's a bad move. I understand why they did it, but this movie is like 100 days away. And Star Wars should feel epic. Should it not? Am I wrong in this situation? It should feel epic. And this is the first movie back within 7 years. And it's honestly had a very lukewarm reception. No one really talks about it. People aren't excited for it. And having such a wet fart of a Super Bowl spot when people wanted a trailer, they're just out of touch. And that's a shame, because this movie had the potential of doing very, very well. I still think it could, right? Because you got to think, if kids go to see this and families, it should do well. You'll have repeat viewings there. However, it kind of goes against what The Mandalorian originally was. Mando was originally very gritty style Western. If you look at the original trailer and the original first few episodes, it was that Western feel. Mando would shoot you down. But I think now they want to go more towards the kid-friendly, family-oriented style TV show. And granted, people always try to say, well, Star Wars is for kids. Star Wars is for everyone, okay? You don't cut people's hands off, burn people alive, cut them in half, and say it's just for kids. It's not like that. It's like Toy Story, where it's made for everybody, But so I could see them going for that route. So maybe that's why these trailers are kind of very Grogu centered, and this TV spot was very cutesy. But I think you can do a TV spot like that if you already have hype surrounding your movie, and you don't with this. There's not a lot of hype. And I'd say this, Mandalorian is probably one of the most successful things that current Lucasfilm Disney has done compared to the majority of things they've done. But I have to say, the fanfare around this movie and that trailer, it's not hype. It's not hype at all. I thought the TV spot was fine. I understand why people are liking it. It's a cool little nice throwback, right? But it just wasn't the right time. They need something big to generate hype around this. Now, I don't agree with these fans that are like, well, no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. That dumb shit. If people don't understand why people are upset with this, like, I understand why people like it. I like it. I thought it was cool. But it just wasn't the right thing. But people need to realize why people are upset with this. They want this to do well. And they're mad at Lucasfilm/Disney because they keep making bonehead decisions when it comes to Star Wars. The proof is in the pudding. This trailer was the wrong type of trailer TV spot to put out, especially during the Super Bowl with so many eyes on you. You go big with the Super Bowl. And they didn't. They dropped the ball once again. And I've said, if you've listened to me, you know they've been dropping the ball with Star Wars for the past 14 years, ever since they got it. And this is just another thing. Now, can this movie make money? That maybe they're... I was going to say, man, that doesn't make sense. I was going to say maybe they're going low on the marketing because, the marketing goes into the profits, eats up the profits of the movie. And this is like the most lowest budget Star Wars movie ever made. Because all it is season 4 wrapped up into a movie, right? Wrapped up into 2 hours, which is very weird that they would do that. But maybe I was thinking maybe they dumbed down the marketing because they don't want to eat too much into their profits. But that's not the case because that cost them $7 million because it was a Super Bowl ad. So, I don't know. That just seems like they're out of touch. It seems like they're tone deaf and they're very egotistical, thinking that people are just going to show up to this movie. People will. Your diehards will still show up. But I don't think you're going to get a lot of the just general audience, unless it catches the eyes of kids and families end up going to go see it. Do I think it'll lose money? No. I think the budget is too low, and they haven't done shit with the marketing. Like I said, this movie's out in May, 100 days away, I think it is, and they haven't really. There's been a weak marketing push. The Marvel stuff has had a stronger marketing push than this. So, sound off in the comments, guys. What'd you think? I honestly think the TV spot was fine. I just think it was the wrong time. You need something bigger than this, especially for a Super Bowl ad. There's no hype around this movie. You need a win. And so far, they've been, shooting air balls. What would you guys think? You think it was a good spot? You think it was a bad spot? Good idea? Bad idea? I feel like, hey, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. And again, Star Wars just think their shit don't stink. And, man, boy, are they wrong. But what do you guys think? You think that's what it is? You think it's a good idea? You think they can dig themselves out of this pit and make some money and have a big-ass opening for this movie? Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. All right, later.